Hi guys, this is the fourth lesson of the second unit polynomials, okay, in grade 9 math. This lesson will be about common factoring. Common factoring, or factoring in general, is the opposite of expansion, as we did in the previous lessons, where the factoring concept is where you take out a number or a term or a term from an expression, okay? So it's when you're taking out the greatest common factor of the numbers and the variable with the lowest power amongst the same variable. Okay? We'll talk about that later, but let's review what a GCF is, a greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the biggest number that two or more numbers can divide to without a remainder, okay? So the GCF of 3 and 9 is 3 because these numbers are both can both divide by 3, and they can result in a number without a remainder. Okay, and 3 is the largest number that these two can divide into without um, without without having a remainder. Okay, okay. So let's move on to an example of common factoring. So as I said earlier, you're going to take out the GCF and the lowest power of the variable. So what or variables? Sometimes you have two variables like x and y. Yeah, sometimes you have two variables, but we're not going to deal with that this year. We're just going to deal with one variable for now. Okay. So this um so in grade 9, you guys will not deal with two variables, but just so you guys know, you will deal with two variables next year. So for now, just say that it's the lowest power of the variables. Okay, let's look at an example here. We have 16p to the power 4 plus 4p to the power of 3. Okay, so what is a GCF? The GCF is the greatest common factor. It is 4 because both 16 and 4 are divisible by 4, and 4 is the largest number that these two numbers can divide by that does not result in a remainder, right? So we take out the 4. We take out the 4. We take that 4. We basically put a 4, and then we put a bracket, okay? We take out the 4, and then the lowest power of the variable with the lowest power. Okay, this just means variable lowest power. Okay, right. Okay, so what is a variable with the lowest power in the expression? It is p to the power of 3, right? It's the lowest power. Okay, the variable in this case is p. So in this whole expression, the um the variable with the lowest power, or like the term, the the p term with the lowest power here is p cubed. Okay, so we take out p cubed alongside 4. So what is left inside the bracket? So we take it out, right? So it's gonna look like this: 4p cubed. Okay, what is inside the bracket? How do I come to conclusion of 4p plus 1? Well, essentially, instead of multiplying like we did in the last lessons, we're dividing now. Okay, so 16 divided by 4 is 4. And p to the power 4 divided by p to the power 3. As you guys remember from your exponential rules, p to the power 4 divided by p to the power 3 is the same base. You subtract the exponents, that comes p to the power 1. Okay, so it just becomes p. So 4p, then plus something, because this is a plus, so you plus something. Okay, and now you do the same thing. 4 divided by 4 is 1, you divide the 1, and p cubed divided by p cubed is 1. Okay, so it's going to be 1 here. Okay, because p to the power of 3 times 1 equals p to the power of 3. As when we expand it out, when we expand it again, we'll get this. Okay, when we expand it, we'll get this back. Okay, so to prove it to you guys, I'll expand it. 4p cubed times 4p is 16p to the power of 4, and 4p cubed times 1 is 4p cubed. When we take out everything from this, from a term, from an expression, we just put a 1. Okay, let's do another example. So let's look at this example. Okay, a tip on your calculator when you're dealing with a large with like larger numbers to find the GCF of, you can just plug into your calculator. Okay, so let's go here. So in order to how to find greatest common factor. Okay, so first of all, you see the shift button, the alpha button, a right parentheses button, and the multiplication button. Okay, so those are the 4 buttons you need on your Casio calculator. Okay, first step, you click shift. So first step, click shift. Okay, click shift. No, actually, no, wait, I'm sorry. Click alpha. Right. You're gonna click alpha. Click alpha. Click alpha. Step 2. Step 2, you're gonna click the multiplication button. Okay. And then finally, no. And then after you click the multiplication button, it's gonna give you this. The screen on your calculator is gonna show GCD with a bracket open like that. Okay. Now, you're gonna enter your first number. So here we have 63. We're just gonna enter 63 there. And then to get the comma, you click shift. Alright. So now step 3, enter first number. And step 4 is that you click shift. Okay, click shift, shift, and then the right parentheses. Okay, shift plus right bracket. Okay, so it's gonna give you a comma, and then you enter your second number. In this case, it's 35. Okay, to close the bracket, you just gonna re-enter the bracket. Okay, so let's write the steps down again. Enter second number, step 6, close bracket. Okay, close it, boom, that will give you 7. So our GCF is 7. Right, okay, so let's take out 7. So our variable is x here, right? So what x has the lowest power? Well, x to the power of 6 has the lowest power, right? So we take that out along with the 7. Now we see, so 63 divided by 7 is 9. Okay, and x to the power of 12 divided by x to the power of 6 is x to the power of 6. And 35 divided by 7, negative 35 divided by 7, sorry, is a negative 5. Negative 6 divided by negative 6, you don't mind that. Okay, this is what you should have as your final answer. Okay, this should be your final answer. Okay, let's move on. Let's try a more complex question. Okay, we've done expressions with 2 terms. Let's try an expression with 3 terms. Okay, so it's gonna be, let's choose an example. It's gonna be this. Let me just write down. Oh, okay. When we have 3 terms like this, then you can't really use the calculator method. Okay, the calculator method is gonna work for 2 terms only. You can't use 3 terms for the calculator method, but you can figure it out pretty easily. So what number can 8 or -8, 24, and 12 divide to without having a remainder, the biggest number they can all divide to without leading to a remainder? I'll give you a second to think. You can pause the video, but the answer is 4. You can all these numbers can divide by 4 without um, causing a remainder. Okay, so you can divide everything by 4. Okay, so you can't really simplify this, which means that 4 is your greatest common factor. Okay, so what we do here, take out 4. Boom. However, some teachers will want you to take out -4 because you have a negative in front of the 8. Okay, so some answer sheets or some teachers will recommend or will force you to take out -4 because you have a negative in front of the 8 here. Okay, so I would take out -4 because the greatest common factor, it doesn't matter the sign. Like a -8 divided by 4 versus 8 divided by 4, it's the same like sort of thing. Okay, so we can take out -4 if we want. Okay, so some teachers will make you take out -4, some won't, but I personally take out -4. Okay, so take out -4. All right, so what now we look at the x variable. So which x term has the lowest power? Well, it's x to the power 5. So we bring out x to the power 5. Okay, so what's left inside the bracket? We have -8 divided by -4. That is 2. Okay, we have x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 5. That'll be x to the power of 2. Alright, okay. Positive 24 divided by -4. That's -6. You take the sign in front of the number. I hope you guys know by now, right? You take your positive 24 divided by -4 in case you take out the negative. Okay, so that'll be -6. X to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 5. That'll be x to the power of 1, but you don't want the 1. Okay, then 12 divided by -4. That will be -3. And x to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 5. That'll be 1. You don't write that. Okay, this will be your final answer. Okay, or if you do not, or if you don't take -4 out, but 4, it's the same thing, same answer. I want to take out -4 because my teacher forced me to, but your guys' teachers might not, so it is okay. It's the same answer. Okay, or if you don't factor it out, you just basically just change the sign of all the things inside the bracket. Okay, so 2 becomes -2, -6 becomes +6, -3 becomes +3. Okay, this can also be the answer. These two are the right answers. Okay, so I hope you guys understand this concept because I personally struggle with this a lot. So back when I was in grade 9. So I hope you guys understand this video.